Hello, my name is Sean, and today I'll be going over logical hexabuttons. This basically looks similar to purple hexabuttons, with the biggest difference of all time being is that there's no labels at all. Strange. So, each of the non-center buttons have been assigned both a letter and a number. We can use them in the table below using the intersection to get a value, and that's the value assigned to that button. Then you would press the buttons in ascending order to disarm the module. Seems pretty easy and straightforward. Not quite. So, the module won't tell you outright which letter is with which number and what button assigned what letter and what number. From that, the module will give you clues as to figure out which button is assigned which letter and number. So to receive a clue, you press the center button, and it'll start at clue 0 and goes all the way to clue 9. And sometimes there can be 9 clues or there can be 10 clues. So by pressing the center button,
uniform 6 4 6.
we've gotten our first clue. And this clue is obviously encrypted, and we can basically transform this encrypted clue into an actual worded clue that makes much more sense. Another thing to note is that if you press the status light, it'll enable deaf mode, which then the letters, the characters will start displaying on all the buttons here. So let me press it again.
1 5 3 5 6.
Okay, that is clue number 1 now. And so I'm going to pause the recording here to get all the information, and I'll see you in a second. Welcome back. And as you can see here, we have 10 clues. So, here's how the clues have been encrypted as such. The first character within each of these encrypted clues refers to the message type being used. And these are basically the message types right over here. So if we take uniform, find uniform that is, which is right here, it refers to this clue message. Then the number afterwards, which is this one right here, refers to the variable x. So we can replace x with 6. And then the numbers afterward refers to group y. So we can replace y with these group of numbers. And we can do the same with the next one. So that's a 1. So it refers to this one over here. Replace this one with 5 and replace y with these numbers over here. And I'll be back in a second to do all that for you. And I'm back again. As you can see here, these are all the clues. It's still a little bit encrypted, as you see position 6. Well, to convert the numbers into the appropriate types, you can use this table right over here. So 6 here refers to bottom right, in this case. Does not have any of these letters, so basically letters 4 and 6 refers to Delta and Foxtrot. Letter 5 is Echo, is grouped up with one of these numbers. These are already numbers, so we don't have to change that. Number 5 is on one of these positions, which means this has to be top left. Position 4, which is middle right, does have one of these letters, so this is Bravo and this is Echo. Position 3, that is middle left. And basically to these numbers, number 1 is grouped up with one of these letters, which is Alpha, Charlie, and Echo. Letter Alpha is grouped up with one of these numbers. Letter Bravo is in one of these positions. That's going to be middle left. Position top right does have one of these numbers. And letter Delta can't be in any of these positions, being bottom left. There we go. Now we actually have all the clues. So, to get started, we're going to use this matrix as a way for logical deduction for each of these clues. Now, each letter and number is unique and can be assigned to each of one of the positions. So that means let's say if top left has 1, that means 1 can't be in any of the other positions, and top left can't have any of the other numbers, is what that means. You'll see me doing that sequence quite often. So first is bottom right doesn't have any of these letters. So these positions right here doesn't have any of these letters. So that's bottom right doesn't have delta or foxtrot. Cool. And that's, you see how the matrix works in a sense. So same with echo is grouped up with either 3, 5, or 6 are possibilities. Now, the opposite to this is that it also can't be in 1, 3, and 4. So we don't have to worry about much as these, it's just getting rid of the opposite of that. Number 5 is in one of these positions. Now, when it says does have one of these positions or letters or anything like that, it means it has to have one of those positions. So number 5 has to be in one of these positions. Which means, considering there's only one position, that means number 5 has to be in top left, if that makes any sense. And that means that top left can't have any of these numbers, and number 5 can't be in any of these positions. Middle right does have one of these letters. So middle right does have either Bravo or Echo. Which means the opposite is true, which means it can't have Alpha, Charlie, Delta, or Foxtrot, for that matter. Middle left does not have one of these numbers, so middle left does not have 4. Number 1 is grouped up with one of these letters, so number 1 is grouped up with A, C, or E, which means the opposite is B, D, and F. Letter A is grouped up with one of these numbers, so grouped A is grouped up with 5 or 6, so it can't be 1, 2, 3, or 4. Letter B is in one of these positions, so that's cool. So letter B is in one of these positions. Letter B is in middle left, has to be. And we can say middle left can't have any of these positions, and letter B can't be in any of these positions. Top right does have one of these numbers. So top right has to have 3 or 5. So it can be 1, 2, 4, or 6. That's top right. And letter D can't be any of these positions. Letter D can't be in bottom left. Cool. So we basically have a matrix altogether, and we can start solving it. One key feature that you should find is that if you find a column or a row that only has one spot that hasn't been crossed out yet, in which case this column only has one specific spot that has not been crossed out, which means top right has to have 3. And we can cancel out the rest of these. The other one is over here, in which 1 can't be in Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, Echo, Foxtrot, so it has to be in Charlie. And Charlie can't have any of these numbers. So let's take a few looks at this. So it looks like we have another one over here. So we can cross all these out. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Yep. So here. Alright, seems like I am at an impasse. So, now we have to figure stuff out here. So, here's what I'm thinking, right? Charlie is with 1, right? Charlie, however, can't be in top left, which means top left and top right can't be 1, right? Which means Charlie can't be in top left or top right. See how I did that? Because Charlie has to be paired up with 1, and top left is not 1. Top left and top right can't have 1, which means Charlie can't be in top left or top right for that reason. Same reason that if top left is 5, right, and Bravo Charlie Echo is not on top left, which means Bravo Charlie and Echo can't be with 5. Same reason over here that basically Bravo is in middle left. Bravo can't have 3, 4, and 5. So middle left isn't 3, 4, 5, which means B can't be with 3, 4, or 5. And we just keep doing this process over and over again until we reach basically a census, another clue that we can get. So top right is not with Bravo Charlie Echo. So 3 can't be Bravo Charlie or Echo for that reason. Okay, let's take a look here. We already did this one. Echo can't be 3 or 5. So Echo can't be 3 or 5. Oh, we already got one. See, we're on the last one here. So that means we can get rid of all these, which gives me to this one. Can't be any of these, which leads me to doing this one. Can't be any of these. Okay. The other thing that you should note is that when we start doing trifectas, so what a trifecta is that you see we already have established alpha being with 5 and top left being with 5. With process of elimination here, or deduction, we can reasonably deduce that alpha has to be in top left, since both alpha is with 5 and top left is with 5. We see here, which leaves only one spot here, which only leaves one spot here. There we go. So we can also do the same with delta here. Delta is in top right, and top right was with 3, so that means delta has to be with 3. And we're just about solving it here. Same thing with Bravo being in middle left and Bravo being with 2. That means 2 has to be with middle left. Echo here is with middle right, and Echo over here is with 6. That means middle right has to have 6. Foxtrot is with 4 and in the bottom left, so it has to be this and that. And this is basically our solution to this module. So now we can get rid of all those clues, and now we can basically start labeling stuff off. And I like to do this in this order, like so, and doing it like this. So top left has alpha 5, top right has delta 3, middle left has Bravo 2, next is Echo 6, next is Foxtrot 4, and finally Charlie 1. And now we just convert these into values, such as alpha 5 turns into 31, delta 3 turns into 9, Bravo 2 turns into just 2, E6 turns into 16, Foxtrot 4 turns into 24, and finally Charlie 1 is 21. Now we just press the buttons in ascending order, which is going to be middle left, top right, and see if I made a mistake and went with 21 instead of the 16. Notice the module hasn't struck me yet. It won't strike me until I press all 6 buttons. And if you start making the mistake like this and want to basically reset, you can press the center button to reset all of your input.
Uniform 6, 4, 6.
As well as giving you back to the clue. As you see, it wraps around back to clue number 0 when it reaches the end. So now let's actually press the buttons in the correct order. So it'll be 2, 9, 16, 21, 24, and 31. I hope all of you enjoyed this tutorial, and until next time guys, keep talking and don't explode.